This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
Another school shooting, the deadliest in 10 years. Coming up, we'll have the latest on the terror in Uvalde, Texas. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Also, closer to home, a coastal hotel has burned to the ground just as it was about to open for the busy summer season. And the Holden Police Department has announced the largest drug bust in its history. We have the story coming up along with the rest. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs for our midweek forecast. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Wednesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Alrighty, it's looking very nice out there today. Plenty of sunshine, no clouds to worry about at all, and we have high pressure to thank for the very nice weather that we're seeing today. But things will be changing soon. We have this system off toward the west. That'll be tracking off towards the east, bringing more clouds with it starting tomorrow. Then by Friday, some chances for rain showers will begin to approach. As for overnight lows this morning, not too bad. Some areas further off toward the north were in the 30s, others in the 40s, but most of us finished off in the upper 30s before the warm-up began to take place. As for the rest of today, under a partly cloudy sky with a lot of sunshine, but tomorrow, things begin to change. By tomorrow morning, the clouds will be moving in. Head of our next system, the northern parts of the state will start to see rain before we begin to see rain across the rest of the state. As for the wind, not too bad, getting up to about 5 to maybe 15 miles per hour in a few spots from time to time, and we'll keep that going at least through parts of Thursday morning as well as that next system begins to move in. But partly cloudy and nice today, highs in the lower 70s, as south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe a higher gust or so during the afternoon period. 45 degrees tonight, partly cloudy with a light south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. In your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a mixture of clouds but a lot of sunshine, temperatures making it into the lower 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Another school shooting, this time in Texas, the deadliest in 10 years. At least 21 people were killed, including 19 children. Ike Ajachi is in Washington with a look at the reaction.
Overnight, as a line of hearses waited to carry off the victims at Robb Elementary School, lawmakers in Washington confronted the ugly truth.
We are seeing way too many of these.
We have another Sandy Hook on our hands. What are we doing?
I would normally say in a moment like this, we would all say naturally that our hearts break, but our hearts keep getting broken.
The violence in Uvalde coming less than 2 weeks after 10 people were killed in Buffalo. The FBI reporting 212 mass shootings in the U.S. in the first 144 days of the year. But Uvalde marks the deadliest school shooting in nearly 10 years, reminding the nation of the Sandy Hook tragedy and the call to action that came a decade ago.
And we're going to have to come together and take meaningful action to prevent more tragedies like this.
Since Sandy Hook, Congress has tried and failed to pass gun control legislation. The House recently managed to pass bills that would expand the review period for gun buyers and require background checks for sales at gun shows. But those efforts are expected to be blocked by the Senate.
Our kids are living in fear every single time they set foot in a classroom because they think they're going to be next. What are we doing? Why do you spend all this time running for the United States Senate? Why do you go through all the hassle of getting this job, of putting yourself in a position of authority, if your answer is that as this slaughter increases, as our kids run for their lives, we do nothing?
Many Republicans say restricting weapons is not the answer.
That doesn't work. It's not effective. It doesn't prevent crime. We know what does prevent crime, which is going after felons and fugitives and those with serious mental illness, arresting them, prosecuting them when they try to illegally buy firearms.
With the issue of gun control now front and center ahead of the midterm elections, many people believe the path forward can be found in red flag laws. Now, those laws open the door for officials to identify anyone potentially dangerous and either confiscate their weapons or ban them from buying a new one.
A coastal hotel burned to the ground just as it was about to open for the busy summer season. State fire investigators were on the scene Tuesday in Booth Bay Harbor after fire and smoke filled the night sky on Lakeview Road Monday night. Brad Rogers has more.
I spoke to the owners of the Beach Cove Waterfront Inn, and they are distraught over what happened. Neighbors say they've been working hard on this inn all winter long to get it ready for summer, only to watch it burn down in one night.
I mean, the flames were just incredible. It was the biggest fire I've ever seen.
Neighbor Andy Benedict took these photos of the raging fire that swept through both floors of the Beach Cove Waterfront Inn. The fire burned so hot, it melted the siding off the nearby home of the inn owners, destroyed 3 nearby boats, and sparked a grass fire. These are photos of the Beach Cove Waterfront Inn overlooking West Harbor Pond. As you see now, nothing is salvageable. The owners told me the fire seemed to have started somewhere near the lobby in the center of the inn, but by the time firefighters got here, the fire had broken through the roof of the second floor and was spreading to the entire inn.
I've watched them do work on the place all winter long, and it's just heartbreaking to see that the whole place gone. I mean, it's been here forever, was born and raised here with it here, and to see that amount of work, it's just heartbreaking.
CMP crews were here most of the day working to restore power to about 1,000 homes in the area. They had to replace 3 utility poles destroyed in the fire, along with transformers and new lines. Neighbors say this summer won't be the same without the inn.
We're going to miss their customers walking down the road because there's always nice people walking down, stopping to chat with us. It's going to be different this year without it.
But others say it could have been so much worse had the fire started with the inn full of guests.
Just going to be opening for the season on Thursday. Thank God nobody was in here.
It's a shame. I wish I knew what they were going to do with it because they really did a nice job. I hope they do build back.
The inn's owners have been talking with their insurance adjusters all day today. They told us they hope to rebuild, but don't know yet if it's possible.
The Holden Police Department has announced the largest drug bust in its history. Chief Chris Greeley says Officer Mike Beal stopped a motor vehicle with an expired registration in Holden on Sunday. 29-year-old David Rowland of Stonington and 28-year-old Alex Hanna of Penobscot were allegedly in possession of $45,000 worth of various drugs. Police seized black tar, heroin, fentanyl, Xanax, a significant amount of cash, and a loaded firearm from the vehicle. Greeley says Rowland is being charged with possession of a firearm by a felon, violation of conditions of release, and unlawful possession of scheduled drugs. He says Hanna was arrested on a Class B arrest warrant and charged with unlawful possession of scheduled drugs.
Even here in Holden, routinely seeing heroin, fentanyl, diverted prescriptions, methamphetamine, it's getting to be a pretty common occurrence. To see that degree, that amount, 216 grams, we're talking about a pretty significant amount of fentanyl, and that's a very dangerous drug.
Greeley says Rowland was taken to the Penobscot County Jail and Hanna was transported to the Hancock County Jail. This is an ongoing investigation, and they expect more charges to be filed. A Bangor man was sentenced in federal court Tuesday for possession with the intent to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl. A judge sentenced 35-year-old Blaine Footman to 5 years in prison and 4 years of supervised release. Footman pleaded guilty to the charges in June 22nd of last year. Court records show in May 2021, Bangor police officers found Footman behind the wheel of a running vehicle at a gas station. He was passed out. He was also in the possession of 5 grams or more of methamphetamine and an undisclosed amount of fentanyl. Footman was also in possession of a handgun. An Aroostook County man was also sentenced in federal court for conspiring to distribute and possession with the intent to distribute methamphetamine. A judge sentenced 44-year-old Greg Libby to 10 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release. Libby pleaded guilty in July 2021. Court records show Libby and other members of the conspiracy obtained meth from other states and sources in Mexico. Libby and his co-conspirators then distributed the drugs in Aroostook County and other parts of central and northern Maine. After 2 days of jury selection, opening statements have begun in the Thomas Bonfanti murder trial at the Waldo County Superior Court in Belfast. Bonfanti is charged with February 2020 murder of Sean Curry, Samuel Powers, and Jennifer Bryant Flynn in Washington County. He's also charged with aggravated attempted murder of Regina Hall Long, who survived after being shot 3 times in the head and shoulders. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, if you plan on voting in the upcoming primary elections, absentee ballots are now available. We have the details when we return.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Dawn DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Dawn DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Dawn DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if it tries, that's what our lineup of exceptionally capable, available all-wheel drive SUVs is for. After all, we take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner. Get 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2022 Sorrento.
I got seriously injured in a car accident, and I need a lawyer. But what if I can't afford one?
It doesn't cost you anything up front to hire us. We only get paid when we win your case, so you can keep your money in your pocket.
I called the twos, and it didn't cost me any money up front. My money stayed in my pocket. And Lowry and Associates got me $1 million.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Nearly 40,000 pounds of humanitarian aid from Maine is on its way to Ukraine. In late March, the Retail Association of Maine and the Maine Tourism Association launched a statewide relief program that collected food, clothing, and household goods. The items came from retailers, hospitality businesses, and everyday Mainers. On Monday, the associations filled nearly 3 shipping containers and sent them off to Ukraine. President and CEO of Retail Association of Maine, Curtis Picard, says, quote, "When we launched this project, we had no idea how much we would collect. I know Mainers are generous people, but I was simply blown away by how thoughtful and helpful they were." With Wednesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
After the company behind Snapchat issued a warning on profits Tuesday, its stock cratered, dropping more than 43%. That helped drag down Facebook and Google and other tech stocks. NASDAQ lost 2.3% yesterday, the S&P down 0.8%, the Dow closed up 0.2%. Sales of new homes in April posted their biggest drop in nearly a decade. The Commerce Department says sales fell more than 16.5% compared to March. Ford has agreed to pay more than $19 million to settle claims it misled customers about fuel economy and the towing capacity of some of its vehicles. Attorneys general from 40 states said the misleading ads centered on Ford's hybrid vehicles and Super Duty pickups. And slumps in the stock market have been upending retirement plans. One financial planner tells the Wall Street Journal that retirement plans have vanished for half of his customers. I'm Leo Jonathan with Wednesday's Business on ABC 7.
If you plan on voting in the upcoming primary elections, absentee ballots are now available. Sierra Jordan has the details.
Maine's primary elections are less than a month away.
Go out and vote. June 14th, 2022.
In Maine, residents can vote absentee 30 days prior to the June 14th election.
You don't need a reason to vote absentee if you think you're going to be out of town or you just prefer to get it out of the way, get it done early and now.
As absentee voting started last week, Bello says 10,439 ballots have been issued. Of those, nearly 2,000 ballots have been returned so far.
So that's a pretty low rate of absentee voting in this 2022 election. That suggests that turnout may be low. We encourage everyone to exercise their right to vote.
Bello says there are numerous ways to fill out an absentee ballot, but how does it all work?
You can request your absentee ballot online through our absentee ballot request service. You can call your municipal clerk and request an absentee ballot over the phone, or you can go in person to your town or city hall.
Bello says Mainers do not have to be a registered Republican or Democrat to vote in the local elections, as well as the special state Senate election in Hancock County.
For party primaries this year, you do have to be a Republican to vote in the Republican primary and a Democrat to vote in the Democratic primary. We will see Maine move forward with open primaries in 2023 and 2024.
Bello says if you receive an absentee ballot in the mail, it must be returned to your local town office by 8 p.m. on June 14th. I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Memorial Day is Monday, and analysts have some tips to help you save on gas. According to AAA, there will be nearly 40 million people on the road during this Memorial Day weekend. That's an increase of 8.3% from last year. Travel experts recommend booking car rentals early for more chances to save. Analysts suggest paying cash and shopping at grocery stores with fuel rewards programs to save. Some even advocate driving 10 to 15 miles per hour slower to improve fuel economy and save a decent amount of money. Coming up, there's an alert out for customers who may have been exposed to hepatitis A at the Skowhegan Walmart. We'll have the details when we return.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Aren't you glad for innovation? Things that used to be big and bulky, well, now they fit in your pocket. Even your hose, the Silver Bullet. It's making other hoses obsolete. Just turn on the water and the Silver Bullet inflates from pocket size to super size. It's the hands-free hose that grows and grows. Turn off the water and it shrinks back to a super light pocket hose. It's putting itself away. The other hose, it just sits there. Come on, go. Get your 25-foot pocket hose Silver Bullet today. Still just $19.99. You also get our adjustable bullet nozzle, a $20 value, absolutely free. Order now and you can double it to 2. Just pay a separate fee. This offer is not available on Amazon. Get the original pocket hose Silver Bullet today.
Call 1-800-709-9081. That's 1-800-709-9081. Or visit silverbullethose.com. So call 1-800-709-9081 now.
You would have the dog between 6 and 8 weeks.
Yes.
A new puppy owner bit off more than she could chew.
She said she would need somebody to watch the dog for how long?
A couple of months. I didn't expect it to be in nearly 2 years.
How much money did you give her to take care of the dog?
I didn't give her any money.
Now she's howling for its return.
You've abandoned the dog. 2 years.
I've been trying to get the dog back the entire time. The phone was disconnected. I had no way to contact her.
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
Customers who bought food from the deli at the Skowhegan Walmart may have been exposed to hepatitis A. A food service worker handled food during 3 weeks in May while infectious. Anyone who purchased or ate food from this deli during these times could be at risk for hepatitis A infection. The CDC says it applies only to food prepared in the deli during these dates and times. No other food was potentially contaminated. The CDC does recommend throwing out any deli food items you purchased. If you ate any food prepared in the deli at the Skowhegan Walmart during those times, they recommend getting a hepatitis A vaccine within 14 days of the first exposure. Mount Desert Island Biological Laboratory launched new software that aims to collect data from at-home COVID-19 tests. A.J. Douglas spoke to the creator about how locals can view COVID-19 stats in their area.
MDI Biological Laboratory launched anecdata.org in late April. The online application allows people to anonymously document symptoms, test results, and the type of test kit used. The goal is for people to view COVID-19 data on a local level.
People that go to the site looking for this information will have a sense that, wow, there's a lot going on here that I wasn't picking up in state level reports. And I think I'm going to wear a mask when I go out to the grocery store.
Some MDI lab researchers have growing concerns about the number of people testing for COVID-19 at home who do not report their results.
If you are having symptoms and you are at home, you're taking a home test kit, and no one but you knows what your family's going through, what your neighbors are going through, then that information just isn't helping anyone.
Healthcare facilities still require COVID-19 testing depending on the patient's circumstances for added protections. Measures like this help in situations where clinicians do not have access to home testing stats.
Of course, we continue to do testing at hospitals and laboratories across the state, and there's a reason for that. We do it for pre-procedural reasons to make sure that we have protections in place in certain individuals. We do it for patients who get admitted to the hospital, and we do it for other clinical scenarios.
Dr. James Jarvis says, in his professional opinion, access to at-home tests are more helpful than hurtful.
I don't think that risk is matters as much as the benefit that we get by having wide access and wide availability to home testing.
Anyone over the age of 18 is asked to visit the anecdata.org website if they have COVID-19 symptoms and plan to test at home. A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Spring pollen season peaks at this month, and that means allergies. Those steps to keep those allergies in check. With more, here's ABC's M. Wynn.
Spring pollen season usually peaks in May. Pollen triggers allergies for many people, which often leads to runny noses and serious fatigue. It can also cause asthma attacks, which can even lead to a trip to the emergency room or the hospital. The New York City Health Department says one of the biggest things you can do to minimize the impact of pollen season is to see your doctor to make sure you're on the right medications. Another thing they recommend, check the pollen forecast every morning and limit outdoor activities when forecasts are high. Lastly, the agency recommends all patients 5 years or older, and especially those with asthma, to get vaccinated against COVID-19. With this Medical Minute, I'm M. Wynn, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Did you know you don't have to be 65 years old to qualify for Medicare and Medicaid? Many people who are already on Medicaid also qualify for a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan, which means you can start taking advantage of all these benefits right now. A $0 or low monthly plan premium, preventive and comprehensive dental coverage, hearing coverage, vision coverage, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, plus extra benefits like free over-the-counter healthcare items, free transportation, free gym membership, home-delivered meals, and WellCare's telehealth services, which include online doctor visits and a 24-hour nurse advice line. If you know you're eligible or think you might be, call 1-844-918-0047. We'll send you our free Medicare All-in-One guide or visit enrollwellcare.com to enroll now. WellCare, it's Medicare done well.
Hey, it's Howard from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Are you looking for quick and easy recipes that'll get you out of the kitchen in no time? We have them for you right here weekdays on WVII. Brought to you by G-Force Entertainment, and ooh, it's so good.
Whether you're hurt by a box truck or by any commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money if you've been hurt by any commercial truck. Call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Come out on top. Call the Twos.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Raining Hope Ranch in Orrington is hosting a benefit trail ride across the state to bring awareness to mental health. Director and founder Jenna Bolergen says the ranch offers equine-assisted activities and psychotherapy, meaning people can learn skills with the horses that can translate into everyday life.
There's a huge mental health crisis in Maine. Anything as simple as anxiety all the way to more significant mental health diagnoses.
Being a place of service and stability for people who are dealing with mental health issues or mental health crisis is really important to us here.
Bolergen says the trail ride event called Hope for Maine is taking place on June 4th and 5th. Registration costs $25 per rider, and the suggested team donation is $500. The money raised will go back into the programs and costs of the ranch to keep serving the community. Now let's check in with Devin Biggs for your full forecast. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Wednesday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Radar and satellite looking pretty nice this afternoon. I promise this thing is working, but the clouds have moved out of here, and we have high pressure to thank for keeping us clear today. You might notice a few puffy cumulus clouds during the afternoon period, though. But set aside that, high pressure is in control, keeping us nice. But this area of pressure right here will be tracking off towards the north and east, and we'll start seeing clouds by early tomorrow morning. Then by Friday or so, the rain will begin to kick in. Wave heights at around 2 to 4 feet according to some of the buoys nearby, 6 feet farther out towards sea, so nothing in effect for us at this point, though, as the wave heights continue to remain low. Winds won't be too bad either. You might notice a road gust getting up to around 20 miles per hour during the afternoon period. That will quickly go away with things starting to calm down pretty quickly overnight tonight. Then by tomorrow, gusts up to 25 miles per hour are not out of the question. Now, across allergies, we have our eye on nose. Your allergies may be hurting a little bit thanks to tree pollen. Very high right now, though, with grass, weed, and mold in the low category at this point. But of course, temperatures, let's talk about those. Last couple of days, we've been near average in the upper 60s. Our average high is now 69 degrees. We'll be in the lower 70s today, so a little bit above. Middle 60s Thursday, cooling off a little bit. The middle 70s Friday and Saturday as a warm front moves in. Upper 70s by Sunday, cooling off a little bit Monday to Tuesday in the lower to middle 70s. Futurecast for today, a mixture of clouds but a lot of sunshine. We had to wait until early tomorrow morning before the clouds really start to get going, and some rain falling across the northern parts of the state. It may try to sink into our neck of the woods, though, but we have to wait until Thursday night into Friday before the rain really begins to get going. And plenty of rainfall across some parts of the state, too. This is a multiple-day event that we'll have to watch out for, with the first round arriving Thursday night into Friday. This will mainly last through the weekend until about Sunday or so. Before Sunday, things begin to taper off, so looking like a nice day, at least as we head towards your Sunday. As for rainfall, though, up to an inch or so before we're all finished up. Maybe some higher amounts further off towards the north, but decent rainfall looks to be on the way. So your forecast for today, partly cloudy and nice. We'll have highs in the lower 70s. And south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 45 degrees, partly cloudy with a light south breeze at about 5 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, getting breezy out there. Highs in the middle 60s. And south wind getting up to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Already your Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Friday, the rain moves in. Highs in the middle 70s. Scattered thunderstorms on Saturday. Highs remaining in the middle 70s. Upper 70s on the way on Sunday under a partly cloudy sky.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Raise a glass to a brand new week of Wheel.
You started a book club.